Hey, today's going to be a little bit of a different type of video. It's going to be a little bit slower. I'm just going to be referencing some notes, but I wanted to discuss why sleep is by far the most important thing that you can possibly do for your health, for your life, for your loved ones, for your emotional connections, for every single thing that you do for you to perform as optimally as humanly possible within your life, within your family, and within your workspace. So first off, we've got neural restoration and memory consolidation. So sleep does something called synaptic pruning, which refines neural connections, keeping only the most useful ones and getting rid of the ones that do not serve you. Helps with memory consolidation, so new information and skills are integrated and stabilized in long-term memory, and this is specifically in REM sleep, which is dream sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. And then also neuroplasticity. Sleep promotes reorganization that allows learning, creativity, and problem solving. So dream sleep, it helps your brain to essentially rewire itself, take in all the information that you've received from the day and organize itself and compartmentalize, and then also remove what's no longer needed. So it's really tremendous for allowing you to just function optimally, to have memory, and just to be able to organize your thoughts. Up next, we've got cellular repair and detoxification. So growth hormone release peaks, promoting tissue repair, muscle growth, and collagen synthesis. So this is all tremendously important. Growth hormone is very important to have in very specific doses. This is activating your anabolic rebuilding pathways, so repairing yourself, and this is going to be in non-REM sleep or deep sleep where you do not dream. And then also the glymphatic system. So this is the brain's waste clearing network, and it dramatically increases flow and flushing while in sleep, especially deep sleep. This is going to flush out toxins like beta amyloid. It's going to help you avoid things like Alzheimer's disease, dementia, Parkinson's. Sleep is tremendously important for basically detoxing the brain, washing all the glymphatic fluid out, and allowing your brain to reduce the inflammation that it would have accrued through the day, and you start fresh. And if you don't sleep, then you're stuck with all those waste products and they don't flow out. And if you get stuck with waste products with anything in life, whether it's in the body or out of the body, what happens? Things get backed up, they get clogged, and they stop functioning efficiently. And it also helps to repair your DNA, and it helps to increase the enzymes that help to repair your DNA, which is tremendously important. Sleep literally detoxifies your brain and repairs your body at the cellular level. No supplement, biohack, food, diet, or anything can replicate that. Next up, we've got cardiometabolic regulation. So sleep is tightly coupled to metabolism as well as cardiovascular health. It regulates insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. If you have a night where you've slept very poorly, say 3-4 hours, your insulin sensitivity, your ability to take in sugar, use that sugar as energy, and then remove it from the system is significantly hampered, meaning that you're more likely to get diabetes. You're more likely to have blood sugar crashes. You're more likely to have brain fog and absolutely no energy, and that is awful. It also helps to lower your nighttime blood pressure and heart rate, giving the cardiovascular system a restorative break. Your heart is going all day long, never stopping. It's a muscle that just never stops. And when you sleep, optimally, you want your heart rate to be as low as possible. Obviously not like 10 beats per minute, but you want it to be getting into those low 30 to 50 range where it can take a break and relax. And the lower your heart rate, the better you're going to get into that deep sleep. It also balances your appetite hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which reduces overeating. It allows you to be able to control your cravings and your hunger. You're going to be eating less unhealthy foods with less cravings. And then I am not able to get into the nitty gritty with it, but I do understand that leptin is so much more than just a hunger hormone. It is connected to so many biological functions in the body, and if your leptin pathway is dysregulated, this is a terrible thing for you. And sleep is the #1 contributing factor to regulating your leptin and your ghrelin hormones. Second last, we've got immune system optimization. So sleep strengthens both the innate and the adaptive immunity. So the immunity that you've acquired through your lifetime, as well as the reactive immunity that is looking for invaders at all times. So this enhances cytokine production and T cell activation. So these are basically cells that are going to go into the wound or into like a viral area, or where you have a bacterial overload, and they're going to essentially attack what's going on within that area. It supports antibody formation after vaccines or infections, or even just in general supporting antibody formation. And then during sleep, immune surveillance increases while inflammatory pathways are regulated. Sleep is tremendously important for your immune system. I personally have an autoimmune disorder, and sleep is the number one thing for myself. If I don't get a good sleep, my immune system gets completely dysregulated, it becomes overreactive, and I have a terrible day with terrible symptoms. If I have a good sleep, and I know I had a good sleep, my symptoms are almost completely null and void. They don't even exist. Sleep, I cannot say it enough times, is so important. And just to give you an idea of how important it is, people who sleep less than 7 hours a night are up to 3 times more likely to get colds or infections, and they recover more slowly. 3 times more likely. Think about that. Next time you're having a cough or a cold or a virus and you don't feel good, just remember to get some sleep. Maybe you can prevent it for next time. Lastly here, we've got hormonal and emotional homeostasis. So sleep modulates nearly every major hormone system. This is going to support your physical body, your spiritual body, and your emotional body. So sleep balances cortisol, which is your stress hormone. You don't want too much or too little. You don't want to just lower cortisol way too low. You do need this, but it helps you to balance it. Helps you to balance testosterone and estrogen, growth hormone, and thyroid hormones. For all you women out there, I know a lot of you are struggling with your thyroid hormones. Sleep is first and foremost for regulating those thyroid hormones, on top of adequate nutrition after that. It also regulates your brain circuits in the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex that govern mood and emotional control. This controls your reactivity and your regulation of outbursts, and just like, it's basically almost like a logic and reasoning center of the brain. And when it's not functioning optimally, you lose that logic and reasoning. You become less logical, less rational, more emotional, more just all over the place, and you are going to recognize and feel it as well. So poor sleep strongly correlates with anxiety, depression, irritability, burnout, and poor stress resilience, and nobody wants to experience that. So if I had to rank one behavior that amplifies the effects of every other wellness practice, like nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, sleep is number one. It's the master recovery switch that makes every other health effort work better. And it's so tremendously important. And I just want to give at the end of the video here some simple tips on how you can improve your sleep. So most importantly, try not to have screens before bed. When the sun comes down, our body is supposed to initiate creating melatonin. If you are staring at bright LEDs or at screens right before bed, your body's not producing that melatonin. Melatonin is not something that puts you to sleep, but it's what initiates sleep onset. So meaning it's telling your body hormonally, hey, I think it's time to sleep. I think it's time to start the chemical cascade that puts me to sleep and keeps me into a restorative sleep. Melatonin is also a very important antioxidant as well. So if you're not producing this, it is really not a good thing. So you can get blue light blocking glasses that can really help. If you want to watch your screen, you can put it like a red tint on your phone. You can mess with the color settings and try and take away some of the blue light, but blue, green, and ultraviolet light at night, it's really not good for you. It's really destroying your sleep. Stress as well. You want to avoid stress as much as humanly possible. If you're arguing with a partner, try and take some deep breaths. Say, we can discuss this in the morning. Do not ever fight in your place of sleep. Your sleep space, your bed is your safe space. You take the fight elsewhere. You do it the following day. You have an understanding. I love you. We don't need to fight before sleep. We both need our rest. We need to be emotionally regulated so we can have an adult conversation about this. Bringing your heart rate down and your temperature down is also very important. And how you want to do this is you want to eat your last meal at least 3 hours or longer before bed. You do not want to be eating right before bed. And most ideal, but this is going to be hard for everybody, but I'll let you know just in case. You want to eat your biggest meal at lunch, not dinner, if possible. I understand for most people, dinner's going to be the big meal. I get it. Do what you have to do, and try not to eat it too late. If you're going to bed at 10, try to eat your dinner by 6 latest, if possible. But most ideally is you want to have that big meal at lunch and a smaller meal at dinner. Therefore, you're fully digested. Your body's not sending a tremendous amount of energy and blood flow to your digestive system, which requires a lot of work for your body. And it's able to start to relax, to bring the core body temperature down, to bring the heart rate down, and to prepare for sleep. Okay, some people like weighted blankets. You want a cold space, not a warm space. You really want it to be cold, okay? And I believe that's everything, to be honest. There's some supplements that can be helpful, but I'm not going to go into that because it's too nuanced. But yeah, lastly, one more tip. When you wake up in the morning, you step outside and you get 10 minutes of sunlight in your eyes. You get at least 10 minutes of sunlight in your eyes. This regulates your circadian rhythm, and I promise you it is, I can't believe I forgot this, it is the most important thing that you can possibly do to regulate your sleep is you wake up and you get that sunlight in your eyes. It sets the tone for the rest of the day and the following night. I promise you, if you follow these tips, you will notice a difference. If you start to get more sleep, you will notice a difference. And thank you for listening.